Because average is really valued over totals for NBA players. So when seeing why LeBron is considered the greatest scorer of all time, we look no further than the points he scored in his career. However, there are many who go by points per game, and this is just to keep Jordan as the greatest scorer of all time. However, when you look at Jordan's scoring per game, you can see he only has one season that is in the top 10 of the highest scoring season ever. Since the media does not consider Wilt Chamberlain as the greatest scorer of all time, when he has multiple score seasons in the top 10, which is 5, we cannot legitimately say Jordan's scoring title puts him above everyone in the greatest scoring debate. So, did the 90s really have the worst scores? Or was Jordan that much better than everybody? As we see during Jordan's time, when he won those scoring titles, there was only 2 players that averaged over 30 points per game in those seasons. This is sad because the defenses were tougher. Also, in the 1990s, outside of Michael Jordan, only Karl Malone averaged 30 points per game in the season. That was in 1990 when he averaged 31. Since LeBron entered the NBA, there has been 23 different occasions where someone outside of him averaged 30 points per game, compared to only 4 for Michael Jordan. In fact, from 84 to 98, there was only 12 times that someone averaged 30 points per game in those 15 seasons. Since 2020, there has been 13 different times. Since Jordan has more points than Wilt Chamberlain, Jordan is always considered the greatest scorer than Wilt Chamberlain, even though Wilt reached 30 points in fewer games than Jordan. As we look at averages, we see that basketball values totals over averages. For instance, for the top players in the top 5 of the 5 major statistical categories, only Mark Eden is not in the Hall of Fame for his totals. While looking at averages, Mark Eden, Manute Bol, Elmore Smith, Albert Robinson, Michael Ray Richardson, Fatty Taylor, Mookie Blaylock are not in the Hall of Famers. Clearly, totals are valued over averages. Let's take it a step farther and let's look at players in the top 10 of those 5 major statistical categories. Only Mark Eden, Mark Jackson, and Tree Rollins are not in the Hall of Fame due to their totals. Now, as we look at the averages, there are a ton of players in the top 10 of those 5 major statistical categories that are not even in the Hall of Fame. And we even look at John Wall. He's in the top 10 today in assists per game, and he would not make it to the Basketball Hall of Fame. So this myth that averages are value over totals are nonsense, and the NBA does not agree with you. This is why LeBron James totals and points are valued over Michael Jordan averages and points. Nobody puts Luka Doncic as the 3rd greatest regular season scorer of all time or the 2nd greatest postseason scorer of all time because of his averages. Come on, you guys, think. Stop trying to downgrade LeBron. That's the problem. But you can love him or you can hate him. We can actually call LeBron James the greatest scorer of all time over Michael Jordan. Just look at this graphic. This proves it. As always, this is GOAT James Kingdom with B. Lee and Johnny. You can catch us every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern live